Hey everybody, it's me again, your Sam. I got a little bit of a writing vlog for you today. It's going to be one of many because I have started a new project. Right now it's called Detective, and you and I are going to start this project together, and we are going to go till the bitter end. Anyway, I have my Dabble opened up here. It's a writing software. It's a lot like Scrivener. From my understanding, Scrivener has a couple of more tools or tricks or something than Dabble does, but Scrivener does not work on my computer. I tried a trial of it and I just, honestly, I didn't like it. I like Dabble much better. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. As you can see, I have all my projects here. Of course, I'm going to be going over some of these too in the future. You've heard about I'm No Hero, and some of these have been mentioned in my other videos and in my blog posts and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm still working on these, and I'm really heavily working on I'm No Hero right now. These two are actually I'm No Hero, and I'm working on putting these two projects together along with all the handwriting that I've done in the 2.5 notebooks. So it's an endeavor, but I am loving every minute of it. Anyway, let's go on to the good stuff. I'm going to open up my Detective here. Now when you open it up, it will open up to wherever you left off at previously, the last day or whatever that you worked on it. For this video, I of course went back up to the first little section right here, so it'll be easy for you to follow along. Got your chapter title. You can go ahead and change it if you want to. You can go ahead and change your name as well. You can format it however you want. You've got different fonts. I'm liking the Comic Sans for this project right now because, well, you'll know why. And of course, if you save or change anything in here, you will always want to save formatting. You can also change your previews, your scene previews, and your note previews. They usually change as you change your formatting, but you can always have them a little bit different if you want to get fancy. Me, I don't. Clicking on the manuscript over here, you can see all of my different little chapters. I've been working on this with the 3-act, 9-block, and 27-chapter Katie-tastic video. I've mentioned it before. I've mentioned it a lot. I actually love the way that plotting system works. So as you can see, I've got a few plot points that are shoved in these chapters already. If you want to add a new chapter, you just hit the little insert chapter and it will insert it on the right side of the line that you're on. If you want to add a new scene, it will also insert it on the right side chapter that you're on. If you don't like this setup right here, you can always go down into your manuscript and you can add chapters over here by hitting the little 3 dots. You can add a new scene, rename chapter, export it. If you want to add a new chapter, you can add new chapter over here, add a new part, all that good stuff. I'm not really going to go into exploring Dabble. As you can see, I haven't really written anything, but over here on the right hand side you can see the scene description, which is what I have with the outlining system, and I have a plot point over here that I've put in for chapter 1. All of my chapters so far are set up like that. And let's see, let's go to chapter 24. Chapter 24, of course, I have not written anything because it's chapter 24. It's close to the end. But as you can see, I have the scene description. I have a couple of plot points right here. And of course, you can always rename the scene. You can always add new scenes as you go along. All my chapters are kind of set up that way. You can have your plots and everything over here, and they're really good for referencing. They also pop up with little index cards, and you can add notes in here, like if you want to flesh out a little bit more, you can add your bullet points in here, what you want to flesh out whenever you come back and reread it or rewrite it, or if you're having trouble writing that scene, then yeah, you can also pull up your plot point and know what you what you need to add into the scene. Sorry, I had a little bit, you're projecting. Okay, anyway, you can go down here to plot. click on the large header right here, it will show you a little bit about using the plot grid and things that Dabble has, which is really neat. And you can always create a new plot grid for this same book if you want. Like if you don't really like having, say, 4 of your plots and subplots in there on the same plot line, you can always create a new one and just have one plot line per plot grid. It's fine. I think it's just a little bit too much work for me. So as you can see, I have all my scenes over here. Of course, these are going to be added to and fleshed out. You can easily move them if you want to. You can drag and drop. You can also delete them. You can add in rows above and below them if you want, and you can delete those if you find that you don't really need them. You have your plot points over here. You can always add a new plot point by clicking on the 3 little dots right here and add a new plot line, and it'll pop up with something right here, and it automatically pops up with an empty card that you can move around and fill out however you like. You can also just go ahead and delete it because right now I don't need that. You have the very first scene right here where we meet our main character. Her name's going to be Vera. This is like the opening scene. Right here I have a couple of notes just to kind of help refresh my memory of what I came up with. Behind her computer screen is a wall of photos. Some are human, others are avatars from games, all of the missing people of her 19 cases she's working on simultaneously. The largest picture is that of a 16-year-old, her cousin, whom she idolized as a child because he was the fun cousin with all the cool stuff and he was smart. I'm gonna be kind of open with this book, but I kind of want to let you guys have fun with it and, you know, figure out what's going on. If you want to just see your book scenes, you can click on book scenes and it comes up with the index cards for each scene, and you can always add your description or your bullet points or anything like that right here on the index card. And of course these are always going to show up on the right hand side. Whenever you click on your chapter, they're going to show up right over here. Yeah, no scenes on that one, so yeah. Each plot point is going to have a header that you can click on over here. So my first plot point is getting Inara back. Inara is Vera's sister and she's went missing. So I have the first scene of this plot point all bullet pointed out. I have some little dialogue here that I thought up of that I really liked. You can see my bad spelling mistakes. You can see all your little plot points over here. Now this little section is another neat section. It's your story note section. The main header right here, you can add a new folder, you can add a new note. I like to keep everything in separate little folders, so I have a character folder here, and all the notes underneath are going to show up in this folder. Now you can always add and change things as you have it in the folder section, but if you want to focus on just one character, you can always click on their little note over here. You can also rename it over here if you want to, or you can just rename it right here. You can add all your notes and height, body, whatever. You can copy and paste your character pages in here if you want. I know a lot of people like to use those. You know, they have the basic little highlights and you just fill it in. But right now it's bare bones. I have a couple of gamer tags in here. If you haven't noticed with the names, the 2 sisters are born to a mom and dad who are very much Firefly fans. So yeah, they named their daughters as such. So yeah, there's that. In the story notes, you can have a folder for your world building, and you can have notes within it. You can have folders within it. Right now I have different little organizations that I've come up with and overall stuff. You have a folder for timeline whenever you start doing your timeline, and I've created a folder for settings, which there's different settings that I've already thought up of for these scenes that I've created. There's Vera's apartment, the precinct, Inara's apartment, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for my detective story so far, and I'm really excited to start working on it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Another little quick thing I want to show you. You can't really delete a chapter when you have this section highlighted, so you have to kind of go over here because I added that chapter just to show you guys. Go over here, click on the little 3 little dots, and you can do what you need to. Oh, another thing with Dabble, whenever you change anything, it's a lot like Google Docs. It will automatically save it to the cloud. You can also copy and paste it to like Google Docs or a Word document too if you want to have a secondary save file, which I highly recommend at all times. Always have at least 2 2 save files, because I've been burned before where one didn't really save, and yeah, just don't do it. Always have 2 save files. Always be safe, keep your work safe. All that good stuff. So yeah, I am really looking forward to working more on this project. I'm trying to work out a schedule that works with my creative mind to where I can work on 2 projects at once, if not 3 or 4. So I will definitely update you guys on how that's going, or if it's failing miserably. Right now, working on 2 projects at the same time is doing really well, because I was getting kind of burned out on I'm No Hero, and adding this to it has really helped me focus and just helped me out a lot. Anyway, guys, that's enough from me, I guess, and I hope you liked this little vlog that I did. Just so you can see what I've kind of been up to, and so you can see pretty much day 1 of the new project. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. That's it for me today, and I hope you like this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and follow along with the nice little detective story that I'm starting. I do have links down below for my blog, Twitter, and all the social media that I'm on, so you can follow me there too. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good day, stay safe, and keep writing.